What's up, guys? Here with another episode of Uniting Everyone, where I bring interesting humans that I find interesting. This is my guest, Dustin. Introduce yourself.
What's up, man? Dustin Landry, owner of Updog HTX here in Houston. Known Hendrix for a long time, man. We've done a lot of work together with UE and stuff, so it's nice to sit down with you, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. It's been a while,
It's
actually.
been too long.
We've both been pretty busy.
Yeah, hell yeah. Starting a new business ain't no joke, man.
Yeah, people that think that owning a business or being the boss is cool. It's not.
It's the worst,
Yeah,
actually.
you see the good, you see the success, but you don't see the fucking work that goes behind it.
That's it.
So tell me how what made you want to start Updog?
Man, this is a fun story. A lot of people tell me, or a lot of people ask that question. It's for one reason and one reason only, man. Somebody told me I couldn't do it. You know
Oh
what I
shit.
mean? So that's all. That's all the motivation I need. It's just the type of person I am. So when you end up in a position like I was, where I was GMing for all these different bars and stuff, people find your value in staying with them, obviously, right? So it's, oh no, don't do that, man. It's too much for a risk. Like, are you sure you want to do that? Like, I don't know, most restaurants fail and blah blah blah. And I was like, man, let me show y'all something real quick. So
Yeah,
and not to say that I'm blowing up or anything, but I'm 2 years in and we're still kicking. So
yeah.
that's I just needed to prove it to myself. I knew I could, and too many people doubted me. That's
What are some
the
things that
main
you
reason.
didn't expect?
Man, all kinds of fun stuff happened, as you know, bro. We had a food truck in front of Tokyo Joe's for a while. It got stolen, like 4 months into us owning it, and that was wild. Yeah, we had the truck backed into where I was on it, and I had milk and hot oil all around me, stuff splashing everywhere. Somebody backed into the trailer, so injuries. You know what I mean? I'm just running a food truck. I didn't think it was gonna get like that, but and another thing you don't really expect is the people side of it, right? When you're doing it yourself and you're running it yourself, that's one thing. But then when you bring in other people to start running it for you, you kind of want to take a back seat a little bit, enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah,
That's tough, man.
yeah.
That's tough. It's hard to let go. For one, being the person I am, but it's even harder to put that trust into people and make sure that it's done right, with little to no oversight. So that's been a learning curve.
How have you like? I've always had an issue with this personally. Learning how to delegate and learning how to kind of let go and like putting somebody else's future in their hands. My future in their hands or the businesses in their hands. How
Yeah.
do you manage that shit?
Man, it's tough, dude. That if you go back and look at any performance review from any place I've ever worked, that's always been my number one opportunity, right? Is
Yeah,
is delegating. I'm the type of person that I'll put it all on my back, and that's how I've operated, and that's how I've been so successful.
yeah,
So that part is tough for me. At the end of the day, you just have to trust the process, right? So you want to delegate yourself out, find people that you can trust, which is the hardest part, hands down the hardest part. But once you find the people you can trust, even if it's somebody that's not necessarily at the caliber that you need them to be, as long as they're coachable and they're not complacent, which is that's the next hardest part, is getting anybody in the workforce these days not to just be lazy and complacent.
yeah,
I think COVID had a big part of that. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to work anymore. Everybody saw how it can
yeah,
be real easy.
yeah.
So you just have to find those motivated individuals. Right now, we have a guy you met earlier running my restaurant. Right now, he's there 7 days a week, working open to close every single day, and he
Shit.
thinks it's the best opportunity he's ever had in his life. Right? Because
Yeah,
nobody's given him that chance.
yeah.
When we first brought him on, you kind of talk to you like this. You couldn't hear what he was saying, and it drove me nuts. Right?
Yeah.
So we made him stand up on a 5-gallon pickle jar in the middle of pre-shift and literally scream his ABCs.
Oh shit.
So he went from everybody wanting to, like, we needed to move on, we need to find another position for him, to now he's running my restaurant 7 days a
Yeah,
week. You know what I mean? So that's the type of people that you need. You need people that are coachable, willing to learn, and they're looking for an opportunity. And that's the nature of the beast for sure.
yeah. Do you think that you're able to bring that out of people, like more than once?
For sure. I mean, I think that's one of my big strengths. All my history and teaching and all that stuff. I will always have somebody ready to take my position,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna do it better than you. You know what
yeah.
I mean? So I've training is something I've done my whole life. I worked for Saltgrass for 7 years, and I traveled the country for them, opening up new bars and restaurants, and training everybody from dishwasher to GM.
Oh
So
shit.
that was a super valuable thing coming into this situation, where I can absolutely teach somebody and delegate it out. But it's still tough because I want it to be done my way,
Yeah.
and done the way that I do it. But I just can't expect that of everybody.
What have you kind of applied that you didn't apply when you first started the business? Like as far as like structure, business structure, or like
Yeah.
marketing or stuff like that. What are some things that are doing now that you didn't do before?
I learned business law and contract law out of
Oh
nowhere, right?
shit.
So I mean, we started out as a DBA. and it was doing all right. But then we started getting partners, and we start getting opportunities, and we have to have insurance, and we have to have workman's comp and all this stuff. I didn't know any of that stuff, right? When we first started, it was very green and just like, what can we do to get this going and see if it's going to be successful. So learning the back ends of all that stuff on how to actually run your business correctly and file your taxes and do all of that stuff, man, that's a whole different beast that no one thinks of, right? Everybody thinks, I'll just open a business right now. Nah, it's not that easy, bro.
Yeah.
It's a little bit harder than that.
How did you land into Lyric Market?
So Lyric Market right now, where Updog is, we were looking for a new location. We were at Wakefield Crowbar, and we were doing pretty well over there, pretty successful. We just kind of wanted to venture out, and things just kind of weren't like panning out that we thought they would. There are no hard feelings at all. We love those guys over there, but we wanted to be somewhere where it was about us, right? And Lyric Market does have other restaurants. It's a market, right? It's just like the Post or something like that. But we knew that there's nothing else in that place that does what we do, and we also know that we're selling hot dogs and hamburgers, and people are selling sushi and ramen. Like these are like, and they're very, very high quality, right? And you hear hot dogs, hamburgers are coming to Lyric Market. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if they're gonna be. We're doing really, really well, right? So we have a great product. They saw the opportunity with us. We saw the opportunity for them, and we were both kind of begging each other, like, hey, let's make this happen.
Yeah.
So they actually kicked out the people before us a little early to get us in because they knew we were ready to go.
Yeah. Then did you think that? Do you ever see yourself opening like your own place, like separate away from everybody?
I mean, that's definitely the next step. Kind of what we are, to kind of play off of that a little bit. Our entire model basically is, I want to get this going, and I want this to be great. I'm going to hire people that can help me get there, but the next thing we open is yours.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that, so I have guys working for me that, man, they're worth way more than I can pay them, right? Yeah. So, but the idea is like, hey, you help me get this successful, and you make me some extra money, I will fund your restaurant, right? I'm gonna get 90%, you're gonna get 10%, until I get my money back, and then you get 90, I get 10, right? So like nobody's doing that for anybody. Yeah. And so I kind of think it was a genius move to get people to want to work for us and want to be passionate about what we're doing, and it's working so far.
Yeah. Whenever you first, I mean, no, that's probably, we can't talk about that on what was the first place we met? I'm trying to remember.
It was Christian's Tailgate.
Christian's Tailgate?
Christian's Tailgate, yeah. During COVID, I just taken over that store in May, I think, of 2020, and Mazen, one of the owners of Christian's, set me down. He was like, hey, man, I want you to meet this kid. Like, he's up and comer, go-getter. Like, I really like what he does. Like, let's try to see if we can make something work. And we're at Christian's Tailgate on a Kirby during COVID. And we're doing numbers that they hadn't done the previous year in a non-COVID year.
Everybody was fucking closed and shit.
That was a match made in heaven.
We both kind of started at the same time, around the same time.
Exactly.
That was a good time, bro.
Hell
damn, bro.
Dude, our Sunday funnies at Christian's Tailgate were no joke.
Rumplemints.
Yeah.
That was.
Nah, let's not get it twisted. Hendrix drinks Rumplemints and water.
Yeah.
He waters it down.
I do. Don't tell anybody that. Now it's just water, but I smelled the whiff of it the other day.
Oh, no, bro.
I was like,
get the chills.
Yeah, I was like, damn, I used to drink that shit, bro.
Yep.
Now I don't know if I could even. Yeah, probably not.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, maybe like two or three drinks, and I'll be like blacked out probably.
I know, man. I don't even have time to drink anymore, dude. I haven't been going out. Nobody sees me out anymore ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The focus on this business it's life changing for sure.
Yeah. And then, you can't talk about the project yet either, right?
Yeah. Just know we have some cool stuff coming up.
Badass
we have some cool stuff coming up. But one thing I can talk about is the pub crawl stuff for sure.
Oh yeah.
So we're getting ready to just keep an eye out on freehoustonpubcrawls.com. We're gonna be offering themed pub crawls that are like actually interactive, and it's not just your standard get a wristband and walk up and down the street and like get a couple of drinks at a discounted price. We're going to be doing way more than that. A lot of interactive games. We're going to have swag. We're going to have sponsors. And all of that's going to be kind of on the east end of Houston. So we're going to start that up probably April. We're thinking maybe Selena's birthday. We're going to start. That'll be the first one.
Oh, shit.
So we're going to do that. So we've got some really cool stuff coming up, man. I'm really excited about.
How did that come about?
We as the partners I'm working with on the new project, they had this idea, they had this website, they started it in 2010, and they've just been letting it sit there. And we sat down and we saw it as an opportunity. And with my marketing background and my all of my network, we thought we could really do something with it. So over the past few days, I've just been working on the website and getting the themes and stuff going, and getting the sponsors and stuff going. So we're about a month and a half out, but it was an opportunity. You know me, man. If I see one, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna bullshit it either.
So how do you? And this is something I struggle with too. How do you deal with stress?
Man, that's a really good question,
It's a lot
actually.
of pressure.
It's always been a lot of pressure, man. Every job that, and no one puts more pressure on me than me. You
Yeah.
know, that's the thing, right? So if you come at me about something, I've already thought about it twice, and I've already beat myself up about it, and I'm just not going to let it tear me down. But my entire life, I've had this these shackles on myself where I tell myself no matter what happens, like, my dad passed away on my 14th birthday, my brother was murdered a few months later. There's a lot of these things that happened to me at a younger age where I had to adapt, and I had to adapt quickly because the people around me were not adapting, right?
Yeah.
So I needed to be the head of the household. I needed to be the adult. I had to grow up really fast, and in a lot of those situations, I would just give myself 24 hours, right? Like I want to feel every emotion, even if it's not an emotion that I would normally feel. Like I want to cry, I want to be angry, I want to break shit, I want to be pissed off, I want to be sad. I want all of those feelings so I can move those feelings aside and move on, right? So what can I learn from? What can I do for other people with those feelings and this experience, and how can I help teach other people? But beyond that, if those feelings arise ever again on that subject, I've already dealt with it. Right, so it's
Wow.
kind of a
Okay.
compartmentalization a little bit,
Is that healthy?
not healthy at all, right?
Okay.
So segue. The beginning of last year, I started therapy for the first time, and
Okay.
that was something that we talked about. Like, there's nothing wrong with that process, right? The thought is right, but you can't constrict yourself to a time limit when it could be something as small as, man, somebody stole $200 from me, or my dad died, right? Like
Yeah.
those are not the same
Yeah.
things,
Not
but I
even
was
close.
treating everything the same way
Oh
my
shit.
entire life because I didn't have time, right?
Yeah.
But that's a bullshit excuse, right? Why do you not go to the gym? Oh, I don't have time. No, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Make time, right?
Yeah.
So I had to make time for myself, and therapy has been great, to the point where my therapist is like, I don't know that we really need to do this anymore, but
Okay.
if you need me, you call me, right? So I've figured out what I needed to adjust, and I feel like I'm more well adjusted than I've ever been in my life. So
How did you like build enough confidence or like tell yourself that this is something I want to try? Because not a lot of men ever do that shit. That's why
yeah.
the rates are the rates.
Yeah, exactly. The rates are the rates. To be honest with you, and I date a younger girl, and she has some stuff that she struggles with on a daily basis, and I was trying to get her to do therapy. I was the dude that's like, I don't even believe in therapy. I don't need that shit. You know what I mean? Like I've gotten through all of these other things in my life without therapy. Why would I need therapy, right? Couldn't have been more wrong. I was always a big believer in, like, therapy is for some people, not therapy is for everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a firm believer of that. But in solidarity with her, I was like, look, if you'll do it, I'll do it.
Okay.
And we did it. We did it together, and it's been life changing for sure.
Yeah. And in the West, our form of therapy is that, right? It's like what, a therapist or psychiatrist or anything like that, a shrink. And in the East, it's like yoga or holistic medicine
Yep.
or meditation. Do you try any of the Eastern stuff?
I have. I've had 2 back surgeries, so yoga was actually a big part of my life for a few years. It was the only way that I could get healthy and feel good and move around and stuff. Meditation is one of those things, just like therapy, you've got to make time for it, right?
Okay.
So it's something that I'm getting into, but I would not say it any way that it's making an impact on my life yet, because I don't think I'm doing it right, right?
Yeah,
So maybe I just need to look into something more guided at first, and then just get some more research done. But it is something that I'm open to anything at this point. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure.
Is
I
it hard
stay
for you to quiet your mind?
every day?
Yeah.
Every day. No matter what, you could, and I'm not the person that won't listen to you, right? Like you're talking and I'm listening, but I'm also like, what can I do with that? How can I do it? It's constant. Everybody at the business makes fun of me because I'm the idea guy, right? Like, because no matter what, you'll say something and I'll flip it around, and then that's our next marketing post tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Because damn, that's actually really good, man. But because it never shuts off ever. So going to bed at night, that's tough. I'll stare at the ceiling for a long time. So I have to, like, tucker myself out a little bit in a way, just so I can get some sleep.
What about you do anything for your body, like take supplements, vitamins, or herbs?
No, I wish, man. I need to.
Yeah,
I need to.
bro,
I need
it's
to. I need to.
important.
It really is. It really is. That's definitely this year. I actually was telling my girlfriend we were just talking about it. We have a full gym at our house that we literally walk past every day. Like, it sits there full. I mean, everything you can think of, we have, and it's something that we're going to focus on big time this year. We're both going to get healthy. I'm going to try to stop smoking and eat healthier and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just constantly being on the go is just an excuse. Like I said, not having time is an excuse. We just have to make the time.
Yeah, like magnesium threonate or glycinate at night. Take that shit, bro.
I need it, man.
Relax your
I need it.
mind. Like L-theanine is another good one too.
Yeah.
For mood, rhodiola is another. It's a herb.
The theanine, that's the like the neurotransmitter or stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so like in the morning you could take it and it like makes you sharp and focused. You
Yeah.
could take it at night and it helps you relax too. This is cool about it. It's
That's cool.
naturally in green teas and all the teas.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Helps you just like focus and relax.
So you have to get me on a plan, man.
Yeah, I'll see
For real.
some more herbs.
I need to.
Ashwagandha is another good one to
Yeah,
relax.
so I've heard a lot of stuff about it. I just haven't gotten into it yet.
But if you take these, also like, there's a bunch of other herbs for men, like increase your testosterone, bro.
Yeah.
And this business, bro, test and
Yeah.
business, bro.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like,
it's dangerous. For real.
yeah, you're
I'm
gonna.
growing titties right now just talking to you.
No, but you can attack. You know, like
Yeah,
it makes
no, for sure.
it makes you attack shit and like. Don't let your guard down all the time, especially with people that want to take advantage of you. You know, like you have to have your P's
Yeah.
and Q's in this
Yep.
shit, bro. Because
Yep.
it's always. I mean, you already dealt with some people like that,
I
you know. And
it's been tough, man. But I mean, it's just that the focus is, and that's that. I don't have any problem with focus. Like
Yeah.
I have a laundry list of things going on in my head at all times, and it's just like pop, 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 pop. Like I have it all organized in my head, and I've always been that way, man. Like I won spelling bees and stuff. Just, but you know, what I mean, I just have a weird memory where things just like they work in my head. It doesn't really get jumbled. I don't really get anxiety and stuff. I mean, I have bad days. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
I get depressed. I get angry and stuff like that. But the focus is never there. Like the mission is always alive.
keep pushing.
Yep.
How do you deal with being a good person in business? Because I've had an issue like figuring it out.
Yeah.
I even asked people like in the past, like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, right when I started venturing off,
Yeah.
of like, and I would deal with certain people, and I would ask like my mentors, "Hey, do I have to become that person
Yeah.
to be that person?" And half of them said yeah, or like 75% of them said I had to become that person.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I've still stuck to my guns. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't changed. Like, I don't want to become like that. You
I
know?
don't either. I don't either, man. And I see it all the time, dude. I mean, with great power comes great responsibility. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's what it's about. But I see it often, especially in the industry we're in, man. It's people have this chip on the shoulder, like their way is the best way. And I mean, as I already told you with my business, I'm letting people be creative. I'm letting people develop things in their mind, and I'm giving them somewhere to go, like a springboard to something they want to do. So I don't stifle creativity, and I think that people that are those assholes in this industry, which it everywhere, unfortunately, but they think that their formula is the only formula that works,
Yeah.
right? And I mean, we're sitting here talking about herbs and stuff that I can take. That's not in my formula right
Yeah.
now, but I'm willing to accept that, right?
Yeah.
So I think the only way that we stay humble men in this industry is just you have a history of being that guy, right? So
Okay.
I had that history of being that guy. You have the history of being that guy, and nice guys finish last, right?
Yeah,
So I mean,
facts.
it is what it is. It takes a little bit longer than us for us, but I'm not the dude that's gonna fuck over anybody for my own personal gain. And
Yeah.
it's just I'm never gonna be that guy. So maybe I won't be a millionaire one day. Doesn't matter to me, man, because I know that when I leave this earth, I would have done what I was supposed to do.
Nah, you're gonna be a millionaire, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm pretty
you
sure. I
are.
will be. We'll see. We'll see.
That
We'll
was
see.
that was called false modesty right there. You saw a glimpse of it. Don't get it twisted.
It's coming. It's coming.
When are you gonna do the next the what is it
The
called?
silent discos.
Yeah, bro. I want to
So,
do it. I want to jump in that shit.
So I'm trying to work on it now at Lyric Market. Just so you guys don't know, there's a big terrace that kind of overlooks downtown. It's a really beautiful view up there, and it's just not really being used right now. And I think that doing one up there on the terrace would be pretty sick.
Don't tell them that because they're
so-
gonna try to they're gonna try to jump in.
Well, they're gonna have to pay. I don't have to pay.
Yeah. Fuck.
But I will say, man, shout out to Brian at Sick Beats, man. They're the ones that provide all that stuff. They're phenomenal, man.
What's their Instagram? Do you want to give them
I
a
think
shout
it's
out?
Sick Beats merch on Instagram. They're phenomenal, dude. We've helped each other a lot. Now they're doing music festivals. When I
God
first started
damn.
working for them, they were trying to get into music festivals.
Yeah.
Now they're doing them all over the country. They're really good people to know, man. And they sell all the merch and stuff too, not just the headsets and all that. But the silent disco is a lot of fun. So be on the lookout for that for sure. We got some more coming up.
I thought about doing that shit. I was doing it. I was working with Pretty Larry. Remember that place?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So they would have an issue with the neighbors after
Sound.
12 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't we do a fucking silent disco?
Yep.
Like at 12 o'clock, everybody puts on headphones and they
Yep.
would just stomping and
Yep.
screeching their feet. You know,
That's
like
it. That's
it's
it.
like a good idea. Or
It's genius, bro. I'm telling you, like people kind of look at it like, man, I don't know, it's kind of silly, but then you do it. It's so much fun, dude. I did it my first time at Bonnaroo in 2007.
Oh shit.
And it was cool as shit because everybody that was headlining, this would be going on in the middle of the night, like 4 or 5 in the morning. They're doing these silent discos and stuff, and Daft Punk would come over, and like What's his name?
The fuck?
The dude that Diplo would come over. You know what I mean? They were in these tiny little tents with like 200 people
Yeah.
just going bananas with headsets on. You walk up to it and you don't hear anything. You just see a bunch of crazy idiots at 4 in the morning dancing around, going nuts, and you want to be a part of it. You either want to. It's either great people watching or you want to be a part of it. And either way, it's super entertaining. Super entertaining.
What other things do you have going on like that you want to do? Like, what are some of your goals?
Man, I just, you know me, I don't ever quit. That's what I'm saying. There's always something I have in the mix. So I will say there are a couple of opportunities for Updog to have a couple more locations by the end of the year.
Oh shit.
I'm in talks with Bauhaus. Like they have the full kitchen. We might be potentially taking over the kitchen there.
Yeah.
They're opening one in Vegas. Maybe we get into Vegas too.
Yeah.
What's up, Sammy?
What up,
So
man?
so maybe we can make some work with those guys. But we're just trying to branch out as much as we can to get our brand recognized. There's a spot in Jersey Village off of Jones Road. They heard about us, which is great because we're in the middle of Houston and people in Jersey Village are like, hey, you want these guys? So
Yeah.
that's it's kind of a cool feeling that we're getting some brand recognition and stuff like that. So I want to expand that out a little bit, and then I'm about to get into day trading.
Oh
Out of
shit.
nowhere, right? Like I
How does
just
that
want to.
come?
So one of my partners actually runs a day trading company called Responsible Day Trading. Also, you can check them out. They do really great classes. Everything is led. You get study guides and all that stuff, and it's super super detailed. And this girl's really successful doing it for other people. And so she started her own. And
That's what he does.
yeah,
He does
yeah.
that shit daily.
Yeah, it's smart, man. It's if you have the right tools in front of you. I mean, look, everything's a risk in this world. So at the end of the day, you just kind of have to bet on yourself and use the knowledge that you have to make the right decisions, right? So with their course, I will say that I am a lot more confident than I was before.
Yeah. Do you plan on doing it like every day
Every
or?
day.
Oh
Every day.
shit.
Every day, because the market's going to change every day, right? So there's
Yeah.
a new opportunity every day, and I'm the type of guy that I want to take advantage of every opportunity.
That's kind of how I made money during COVID.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was just like I got lucky a little
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
paid the bills.
Man, and the COVID stuff was a joke, bro. Like the GameStop
Yeah,
stuff.
I invested into
yeah,
that
exactly.
AMC too.
Yep.
Moderna,
Yep.
Pfizer.
Yep. But yeah, this is it's something I'm really interested in. We're actually starting my training next week, so I'm excited.
How do you with the therapy? Because I'm thinking about doing something like that,
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I kind of take care of myself. I do
Yep.
like ice baths, meditation. I get massages.
Yep.
I'd also exercise a lot because
Yeah.
whenever I feel shit building up
Yep.
and I go to the gym, I let
Yep.
it all out.
Yeah, it's a release. It is a release, but it's not releasing the thing that's still going to be there in the back of your head, right?
Yeah.
So it may not be festering because you got some type of release. And I'm not saying therapy is something that everybody should do, but it is something that
But we should advocate for it.
I should
sure.
advocate for. Yeah, absolutely, especially for men in our age, man.
Yeah.
It's something that I was too proud to do. And
think most of us are,
yeah.
yeah.
And thank God I had a girlfriend that she needed it and I needed her and we needed each other. So let's do it together, right? And it if anything, it taught me more about myself. I can be as confident as the next person in the building, but
Yeah.
it was humbling. Within 10 minutes, this lady was like, all
Oh,
right,
damn.
cool. Let me tell you what's all wrong with you. I'm like, oh shit. Like, all right, cool. And and every therapist isn't going to work out, right?
Yeah.
You got to find your one, right? And thank God my very first one, she was great. She just broke everything down for me. I'm too giving with my time, and I got to set boundaries with people. And,
Yeah, uh-huh.
I mean, I was getting, bro. Everybody was hitting me up at any hour of the night, like, "Hey, I'm really not feeling it. I'm not in a good place right now.
Yeah.
I'm in spring, and I live in the Heights. Like, all right, cool. I'll have my car at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be there for you.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
But
yeah.
that was me with everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Everybody, because I didn't want to be the person.
You've
I don't
always
want-
been like that,
But
yeah.
I also didn't want to be the last person somebody called.
Yeah.
Right? Because some of these people that I wasn't even that close with were hitting me up. And I later found out it was just because that I was always that guy. And I had that reputation for being that guy. And in my mind, you're calling me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I can only imagine how many other people you call before me because we're not even that close,
Yeah.
right? So I would drop everything and, and just give everything I had to other people. I was always exhausted. I was always tired. And then I started suffering,
Yeah.
right? And so everything is balance, right? And boundaries. And boundaries aren't a bad thing. That's kind of a taboo word. I feel like,
Yeah, that's true.
like conspiracy theory. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? That they're
yeah.
all like just trigger words, but
yeah.
boundaries are not a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you need to be able to say, all right, look, I can give you this right now, but like next time, maybe call somebody else. Like
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
be there for you all the time, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't be giving you my wallet all the time.
Yeah.
I can't give you my time and my heart and my feelings all the time.
Yeah.
Because you just have to set time for yourself. So
Yeah.
that's super, super important. And
So you think you
Did
kind
not do
of
that.
tweaked that already about you, or do you still
Oh, for
working
sure.
on it?
Oh,
You
for
have,
sure.
yeah.
I'll tell you right now, anybody watching this, there's going to be less people watching this, unfortunately for you, but there's going to be less people watching this than would have because I'm not that guy anymore. You know,
Yeah,
the people that are
it
I'm
makes me
really,
happy to hear that.
for sure,
Yeah,
for sure. And the people that I'm super close with, they know.
yeah.
They know they're going to hit me up anytime, but I've been focusing on me and my business and my relationships and my family, and I'm
There you
just
go.
a lot of weight off my shoulders, man.
That's
A
love
lot
right
of weight.
there.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
How was the relationship? What are some tips you can give me about that? I'm still a
Yeah,
stranger to that. You know?
yeah. Patience.
Yeah.
Patience and communication, and it's all cliche shit, man. But all that cliche shit really does.
Really?
It is what it is, right? So, you know, my girlfriend and I don't always see eye to eye, but we, you know, there's the other cliche thing. You have to give 50-50, or you have to give 100-100. No, no, no.
Yeah.
It's some days I can give you 80, and sometimes she can only give me 20, right? So we
Yeah.
have to meet in the middle a lot, and we can't do that. We should probably separate rooms and like figure that out for ourselves, right? Like, what can I do to help me get to the point where I know that I can give her this amount that she
Yeah.
needs, right? And so it's all patience, right? Like, if you have an issue in our, we have issues all the time, and it's a matter of talking it out, figuring it out, and making progress, right? All I can ask for from a relationship and an employee or anything is, look, I'll give you my advice, and I'll give you the thing that's bothering me a couple of times, as long as you're working on it, right?
Okay.
Like, if I don't see that you're fully committed, or as fully committed as I am, then we're both just kind of wasting our time.
Yeah.
So I will say that girl fights for me, and I fight for her.
Oh yeah.
And it'll be 3 years next month. You know what I mean? So
damn.
yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere.
Has there ever been times where you can't show up and she shows up for you?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. I mean, dating a girl that was in the beginning of our relationship, I'm making 85K a year, doing pretty well. I've got my own car, I've got my own apartment, blah blah blah, and I'm pretty much paying for everything. And then I'm like, I'm gonna give all of that up to start a food truck company with my best friend, and I'm probably only gonna be making like $10 to $12 an hour, and I'm probably gonna have to get rid of my apartment. We're probably gonna have to move in with your parents.
Yeah.
Most girls would have ran for the hills, dude.
Yeah.
And this was a month and a half in our relationship. I made that
shit.
decision. You know what I mean? So she has stuck it out.
Oh
bro. She
shit!
has
I didn't know.
stuck it out.
Yeah, that's
bro.
a big.
She's stuck it out, man. And there have been times when I want to throw the towel in, and let's not get it twisted. I don't get to spend as much time with her because of this business, right? And that was tough for her. And so for her, when I'm there have been times in the company that I just wanted to throw the towel in. Like, I was like, man, it's just not working. There's all these cards stacked against us. And she was the one that's like, you've already
Yeah.
put so much into this. She's like, I refuse to let you do that.
Yeah, she's in your corner.
In my corner, huge, man. Like, she's my biggest cheerleader, and I would not, there's no doubt in my mind, I would not have done it to begin with, and I wouldn't be where I am without her support.
Yeah, you
1000%.
see, that's how it's done, ladies. When you get, like, from my just observation, it's
Yeah.
like they come with a list of requirements they want of a person, right? And they don't understand that this shit's not gonna be pretty all the
Yep.
time. You know, it's gonna get ugly as fuck.
Yep.
I'm watching my parents be together for 20 plus years, and it's like, it's not. It's the opposite of Hollywood, the
Yeah.
opposite of Universal Studios. You know, it's like fighting, and then those women that stick around like her,
Yep.
that's who you put a ring on.
Yep.
You know, that's who you
Yep.
take to the
And-
fucking moon with you.
And what did we say at the beginning? It's patience, right?
Yeah.
She was patient with me,
Yeah.
right? And a lot of women aren't that way, and a lot of men aren't that way. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of human beings just aren't like
Facts.
that, right?
Yeah.
So it's not even a man versus female type of thing, but it's a fact that people, they want that. We were just talking about it before the podcast. We want self gratification. We want instant gratification.
Yeah.
Right now, everybody wants to hit the lottery. Everyone wants to make it big, get rich quick, all that stuff. None of that shit works. You have to put in the work, bro. And it's same thing with relationships. So you have to put in the work, and you have to be patient, and you have to, if you truly love that person, you will want them to be successful, and you'll want them to chase their dreams, even if that means quitting their almost 6-figure job to make $12 an
Yeah.
hour, right? Like, and she did that, man. So she's a rare breed.
What is the definition of love to you?
It's super corny. It came from a movie, but it's your soul's counterpart in another person.
Okay.
Right.
What does that mean?
So if I like I said, right? So if I can give 80 and you can give 20, then you're my other part. You're my rock, right?
Okay.
So, and as long as that never changes, where I'm giving 10, you're giving 90 sometimes. That's how it is. Is as long as we see each other on a deep level, and we appreciate each other, we love each other, we're constantly doing for each other, not just I'm giving. which happens a lot in previous relationships I've been in.
Yeah.
It's been really one-sided. As long as things aren't one-sided, once you have that feeling of like, oh shit, I'm not alone in this, right? Like I don't
Yeah.
have to impress this girl. Like I've already won her over. We're
Yeah.
already dating. We're already together.
That's refreshing.
So now how can we build on that? And
Yeah.
as long as you have that counterpart that, all right, cool, I got you, you got me. As long
Yeah.
as we, same thing with your best friends, right? Like
Yeah.
if you're out at a bar and some dude's talking to you crazy, like, hey man, you got me because I'm about to go fucking slap this dude, right? If you don't have that, if you don't have your boy and he's got 3 boys, you're fucked, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like it really takes that, like, all right, man, like I'm there for you. I got you. And that's how our relationship is for sure.
Do you plan on having children with her?
Man, that's we're gonna definitely, the next step is marriage, right? We're gonna take our time on that. We're probably about 1.5 years out before I pop the question. I don't want to give any dates away or anything, but we have some tricks up my sleeve. But kids, man, like that is, I tell everybody, man, being a dad is my final form. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, I'm 37 years old. I got the gray in the beard and all that stuff, but as long as I can still pump it out, I'm gonna get some, man. Like that's it's super super important to me. And the thing that I've always put the pressure on myself is like I have to be successful. I have to have this. I have to have this. I have to have this. At the end of the day, I have to be comfortable with myself enough to know that no matter what my financial situation is, no matter what my living situation is, of course, you know, there are better ways to have kids and there are not to have kids. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's just belief, man. If you believe in yourself, you can do it. Because you'll, as parents will tell you, you're never really ready, right? So you just have to just do it, man. So it's something that I've dreamt of my entire life is to be a dad. So hopefully I can get that with her soon.
Do you think that because I noticed this at Christian Stogan when you told me about their past relationship and like that person and the way you, I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
right? And I had glimpses of flashbacks of situations I've been in. But do you think you have an addiction to stress? Because it's a real thing, you know.
That's a good question. That's a good question. I think where that comes from though with me is I'm addicted to the challenge, right? So I'm addicted to. I have an addictive personality, absolutely. But like when I started playing pool, I was like, well, I have to get good enough to make it to Vegas, and I did that. When I started working for Sawgrass, I was like, being a server at this place isn't good enough for me. I have to become a GM, and I did it faster than anyone had in Sawgrass history, right? So I put that stress on myself, but it's more of a motivator for me than.
But you
than
just
anything else.
mentioned 2 or 3 things that were positive.
Yeah,
You know, good
they're
things.
they're positive, but I had to. It was work. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was a lot of stress to try to figure that shit out. I put myself through a lot. I mean, opening this business started with nothing but stress. First,
Yeah.
we're 2 years in, and I'll tell you, it's been 2 years of stress. But it's all been a challenge, right? Like it's you think you're doing good for 1 second, and then something crazy happens. Some piece of equipment breaks. Somebody steals from you. There's so much that comes with what I do on a daily basis. That's just all stress, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think it's an addictive. I don't think it's an addiction to stress. It's just an addiction to what I want and what I'm going to be willing to put up with to get those things.
Okay.
So yeah, the stress. I don't think I'm addicted to the stress. I'm addicted to the grind, right? And that can be stressful.
So like, let's just say that the day of tomorrow, you magically had $1 million in your bank. Would you still work?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. $1 million ain't shit these days. $1 million.
Okay, let's just say 10 million then.
10 million. 10 million.
Would you still work?
I would finally take a vacation. I'll tell you
For
that
real?
much. I would definitely take a vacation, but when I get back, it's time to
Well,
go
give
to
me
work.
give me a picture of your vacation, detail by detail.
Man, so it's for me. I've always wanted to go overseas. I've always wanted to go to Europe. I'm a huge theater person, so I've always wanted to go to the theater in the round and stuff like that. I've always wanted to go to London. I've always wanted to go to Ireland. I want to go see where they shot fucking Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? Like it's just I want to see stuff. I want to go to Prague. I want to do all of those things. But my girlfriend loves the beach, man. So you can do that in Europe, right? We can go to Greece. We can go to France. We can do all of the things that I want to do and she wants to do. So that's if I had 10 million in the bank, I'm going to Europe for sure. Going to Europe, absolutely.
What if someone offered to buy Updog, would you sell it?
No,
Not even if the price is right.
there is no right price right now because it's not. I'm not happy with it yet.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So until it's something that I think is a well polished machine that you can plug and play anywhere,
Yeah.
I'm not ready yet.
There you go.
Then my work's not done yet.
Yeah.
You
See,
know,
that's humility right there.
Yep.
That's understanding. That's like
Yep.
accountability. A lot of people
Yep.
don't understand
Yeah,
that.
I'm not
shit.
going to hand somebody something that I can't. I'm not saying that I'm not proud of it. I am proud of what we've been able to accomplish, but we haven't accomplished what I think we're going to accomplish yet.
What do you think that is?
I truly believe that this could be every college town. I mean, we do like elevated stoner food. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this could be in every college town across the United States. This could be in every major city across the United States
Yeah.
easily. It's a great product. It's something I really believe in. We have nothing but great reviews.
Yeah, facts.
I think
yeah.
we still have a 4.9 2 years in. You know what I mean? So we're grinding that out, and I see the potential in it, and so I just want to grow it as much as I can until I'm ready to take a break from it, right? But it's also my baby, man. This is the first thing I've started, and it would be really hard to give it away for sure.
Do you think that you could open up like 5-10 locations in Houston?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. We already have people hitting us up. They already want us to open up another one downtown. Our only location is downtown. They want to open us another one in the tunnels.
Oh,
so
shit.
we're talking about potentially getting down there. People are already mad that we're not in the Heights anymore, so we could reopen one there.
Yeah, y'all
people
have a
in
strong ass following
Dude,
there, bro.
huge. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. So, and then people in Cypress are wanting us out there now. People in Katy want us out there. So, in the surrounding areas, man, we could easily. This could be like a thing that pops up everywhere. I really, truly believe that.
If anybody that's watching that wants to invest into the business, would you give them an opportunity?
Absolutely. We've strongly considered, like I said, I want to get it to a point where I have the systems in place that I'm comfortable with. Everything's kind of changing week to week right now. On an operational level. But if it's something that like, hey, this is our menu, this is it, this is the equipment you need, I have all the questions answered, it's definitely something that I would want to like franchise out and just expand as much as I could, as long as I still have that creative control.
Yeah.
And you're just running it off of my books. Like this is how you do it. This is how you operate your business. I've already answered all the questions for you. Now go make some money, right? Like that's where I want to be before I do that.
What was your first marketing scheme when you started? Like, how did you? Was it friends and family? Was it?
It was a little bit of friends and
Facebook?
family. By the way, Hendrix is our very first customer at Updog HTX ever. Ever. We opened the doors and he was there 20 minutes later, and he was our very first customer. So I really appreciate that, man.
I forgot about that shit.
That shit's love, bro.
Yeah.
But it, damn, I already forgot the question.
The marketing tips,
yeah. So one thing that we did, man, I thought it was kind of funny, and it cost me nothing, right? We tried doing the food reviewers and all that, and it's just you're spending money to make money, and sometimes those people aren't worth what they're asking for. But one thing I was doing was, look, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't even like hot dogs. Like, I hate hot dogs, but I like our hot dogs, right? Like, I'm putting out a product where I know that if I like it, everybody else is going to like this shit.
I'll cut that out. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Tell the world. But I love them now. You know what I mean? But we would, people would come up and their very first question, well, it would be one of two questions. One, are y'all affiliated with Yo-Yos because it was such a good product? Or
They're giving free promo, bro.
nah, or they would ask straight up, like, is it good? All right, cool. I'm gonna, and I you can ask anybody that's ever been up there that has asked this question. I have told them straight up, if it's not the best hot dog, top 3 hot dog of your life, I'll give you your money back.
Oh shit.
And the way that I would turn that into some marketing for us was, I'm going to video you taking that first bite, so you're on the spot.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna, and you can see the reaction. Like, there's no denying it, right? So then I'm gonna make you give me a rating live, and then I'm gonna tag you on Instagram. Then you're gonna share it. Now I'm reaching people that I couldn't reach before.
Yeah.
And you're just eating my hot dog.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not giving you your money back because I
Yeah.
know it's good. Right. So it was an easy way to market. So there's actually if you go to our Instagram, there's a whole thing that says, I think it's like try us on our highlights or whatever. And it's just pictures and videos of people taking that first bite.
Oh, shit.
And all of them shared it, and all of them we got new followers from it.
Oh shit.
Kind of genius.
Yeah, it is kind of genius.
It
Shit.
worked.
I wish
It
I would have
worked.
thought of that. I never thought about that. God damn. Romania. What the fuck? All right, where were we? All right, so tell me more about the pub crawl. What do y'all plan to do with that?
So like I said, it's gonna be a lot of interactive stuff. They're all gonna be themed, so we want people to come like dressed up. I've already come up with 2 a month until the end of the year. So like I said, we're gonna
Put me in that.
Yeah, I will.
Let me help out.
I will, for sure. So we're going to be doing different games and stuff. We'll do like Easter egg hunts. We'll hide stuff at every bar.
Well, don't give them too much. Like, just the bigger
Yeah.
picture. What's the end game?
Yeah.
Because these motherfuckers steal shit.
Yeah, for sure. But so we'll just have a lot of interactive stuff, right? Like, it's not just going to be your typical boring pub crawl where you pay some money and you get a couple of discounted drinks walking up and down the street. Like, that's not the...
So you're putting your touch on it, like your personal touch.
My little personal touch on it, right? So we're going to be doing giveaways and sponsorships and stuff like that. So it's just going to be more of a fun, interactive experience. And like I said earlier, it's free, right? So free to join, free to join. You can come and see the experience. But you do have to buy a wristband if you want all of the perks.
If
all
they
the
want,
fun
if they
stuff.
wanted to sign up, could they sign up now or no?
Give me a couple of days, but I'm not sure when this airs. But it'll definitely be within the next couple of days. The website will be live.
Yeah, it'll probably be like 7 days. So yeah, so
Okay,
tell them the website so they can
so
check it out.
freehoustonpubcrawls.com. If you have any questions, it's freehtownpubcrawls@gmail. And then on there we have a link to our WhatsApp and all that stuff if you want to get a hold of us.
There you go. And that's if you knew the quality and the attention to detail this guy puts, then you're gonna be satisfied with the product for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta check that shit out.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. I'm excited.
You know what? One thing that I was thinking about was when we were at Christian's tailgate. Oh, no, never mind. It was a fight. It was violent shit. I don't even want to talk about that. Yeah, because I was talking to Bun the other day.
Oh man,
Yeah, he actually wants to come on here, and I was thinking about that. I don't really care about egos or fighting and all that
Yeah.
shit, but it was like that one day, and it was like his wife. Now
Yeah.
they're the wife, right? And it was
Yeah.
like,
it was chaos.
yeah,
It was
and I
chaos,
was
yeah.
like, shit. Hey,
Man,
y'all-
there's always wild shit going on in this industry, bro. Everybody asks me all the time. I'll bartend somewhere, I'll pick up somewhere, just to make a little extra cash. Like I said, I'm just not a complacent person. I can't sit at the house, so I've kind of backed out of Updog a little bit, and I have somebody running it, and so I'm just constantly looking for stuff to do. But somebody will spill their drink, like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, dude, if you had any idea the crap that I deal with, you spilling a drink or you cussing is not. Come on, dude. Like
Yeah.
the shit that we have to deal with, man. I've had to in the middle of a soccer, I had to give a dude CPR that had a heart attack at the one in Lake Charles in the Golden Nugget. I've seen a dude shit his pants at the bar. You know what I mean? Like the shit that I have to deal, literal shit that I have to deal with is.
you have to clean it?
What? Fuck no. Dude.
Oh.
Fuck no. In my bar back days, I had to clean up some stuff. That's for damn sure, man. Dude, stop spitting your tobacco pouches in the urinal, bro. That's fucked up. Some little dude has to go in there and clean that out. It's disgusting. Don't do that. Also, don't take your drinks to the restroom. That's even more disgusting. Just gonna throw that out there.
There has to be worse shit than that, bro.
It's just been wild, bro. It's
What
wild.
about, have you seen tampons or all that shit?
All over the place.
Really?
Man. All over the place. And then I've caught people having sex in the parking lot. I've walked out to
I mean, that's normal.
That's normal, right? And then a girl's so drunk that they're literally hanging out of their car, like just passed out. That's happened a few times. I won't name establishments. But yeah, I mean the shit that we deal with is unreal, man. So kudos to the industry peeps, man. Like that, it's tough. It ain't easy.
So what's your opinion on all the shit that like transgender and restrooms and Olympics and
Yeah.
medals and let's just say the last 4 years, I guess since COVID, I guess.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that? What do you think?
I mean, I'm a big believer of like if you are who you are. Like I don't care what you want me to call you. I'll do my best. You know what I mean? It is something that I think specifically. Let's talk about sports, right? Like there was a weird time where everybody was like, women's rights, the Me Too movement, all that stuff happened, and then all they were celebrating were men that had transitioned, right? So like Caitlyn Jenner was Woman of the Year, and you're preaching feminism, right? And so it was just that was kind of confusing for me, but at the end of the day, man, to each their own. Like I'm just a people person, and I want everyone to be happy and loved and all that stuff. But I think that as long as we are actively protecting our children and we're actively protecting the sanctity of sportsmanship and stuff like that, like I just don't understand why I would want, like if LeBron joined the WNBA, he's dropping 100 points every game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's not fair to anybody, right?
Yeah.
So there just needs to be an even playing field. Like if we wanted just an all one sport, like there's a reason that they were already split to begin with, right?
Yeah.
And it's not a sexist thing. It's just not a sexist thing. But genetically, a man's gonna be able to lift more. He's gonna be able to jump higher. He's gonna be able to do a lot of things. Not every man. I'm not gonna be able to jump as high as Brittany Griner. You know what I mean? Like she can dunk, I can't. You know what I mean? There are things that they can do that I can't. Don't get me wrong. But if it was an even playing field, we wouldn't have already had two different sports.
I mean, and at the same time, I feel like it's a psychological. I don't know what the end game is, to be honest.
I don't either. And like, I'm an ally, right? Like I'm supportive of everybody. Like anything that like I said, I have friends in that world. I've been in theater my whole life, so like I have a lot of friends in that world, and and I say that world, like it's in our world, right? Like that's
For
just
sure,
that's just
yeah.
who they are, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm absolutely accepting of everybody that comes into my life, and I really do make a valiant effort to appease you and help you and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But at the end of the day, like I still need to do what's right, you know. And there's a weird line there that
Yeah.
we're facing right now, and I'm not saying that everything's wrong or everything's right, but there is a balance that I think needs to happen, in order just to have just so there aren't we're causing issues that were never issues. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that's what I was thinking too. It's like there is really cool gay people that have been around, and the old school people, and they do things and they're doing it and they keep to themselves and they just
Yeah.
want to be left alone and they
Yeah.
just want to live their lives and
Yeah.
have the same ability and the same rights
And
as
that's all I
everybody,
care
right?
about. That's all I care
And
about.
the new wave though, the new is like, look at me,
Yeah.
like, hey,
Yeah.
look at me, like, hey, I'm telling you, look, hey, I'm
Yeah.
gay, I'm transgender, hey, pay attention to me.
Yeah.
And then if you don't, you know, it's just like they're trying to force it, you know, and
Well, I think where things go, and I understand. Look, you want to be heard, and you feel like you haven't had a voice, and you know when it comes down to like laws and legislation and stuff like that, you need to be heard
Yeah.
if you want things to change. I totally understand that part of it. Where I think things are going south, for that movement is the aggression behind it.
Yeah.
Right. It can't just be like, hey, these are my pronouns. Like, can you please? Absolutely. But then if I don't, it's like, who the fuck do you think? You know what I mean? Like, it becomes an aggression type of thing. Or, you know, why wouldn't you allow whoever to be in this bathroom? Why wouldn't you allow anybody to play your sport when they're the opposite sex and stuff
no,
like
here
that?
go, vente por aquí, that time.
And if you don't just blatantly blanket agree with everything, it's a problem, right? And so that's that part is destroying their movement.
To me, you know what it's become? I feel like it's a cult. You
Yeah.
know, like it's like because honestly, in general, if you just zoom out the scope, it's like what's good for one of us is good for all of us, right?
Yeah.
But there's some things that are only good for a small amount of people,
Correct.
and that goes to me with any ideology, whether it's racism, feminism, or LBG,
Yep.
where you want not equality but superiority. You want all the
Correct.
good without any of the bad, and like we all have to deal with shit, bro.
Yep.
We all have to eat a shit sandwich at some
Yep.
time, you know. Like
Exactly.
you're not gonna get everything that's been like, you know, our godfathers or forefathers. They worked to build the Constitution.
Yep.
You know, there's a Bible. There's a you know, the Quran. There's rules
Yep.
that we learned from a long time ago. They figured it out and they gave it to us. You know,
Yep. Yep.
and so far, you know, we've progressed. You
Yeah.
know, and like I feel like a lot of these ideas are like degression. You know, like
For sure.
with like the depression part, the
Yep.
obesity, anxiety, and feeling like a victim, you know, like telling you that you have had to deal with oppression. And the truth is, all of us have to deal with oppression. Every race,
Yeah.
right?
Every human being.
gender, every human
Yeah.
being throughout history has dealt with it somehow,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And some worse than others. Like, I mean, let's not get that twisted for sure. But at the end of the day, man, like, and kind of like to piggyback off what you're saying, you have to be able to be grateful for the change that you have made, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't just keep pushing, like push for sure, but you can't expect, that's a better
Yeah,
word.
there you go, yeah.
You can't expect everything to change overnight,
Entitlement.
and you can't expect everyone to do things your way. You can't. We're in a two-party system right now for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Like, not everybody's going to agree with what you're doing, and that's okay, because you don't agree with what they're doing either, right? And so you can fight, but fight for middle ground and common ground,
Yeah.
not for your way or the highway.
Yeah.
That needs to be the mentality, I think, of all Americans, to be honest with you. Like, we need to be more, instead of it being a red versus blue or a, you know, wrong versus right, it just needs to be a more of a togetherness, right?
Yeah.
Like, if we can all come together and figure out a way to and look, that's the age old question, right? Like, how do we do that? But
Aliens, bro. An
yeah.
invasion.
Yep, and then a
And
one
the-
world
yeah,
government, baby.
yeah.
That's the truth. That's coming.
All of a sudden, everybody's holding hands, you know.
Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, that shit's wild right now. But I can go down a rabbit hole on some alien shit. But yeah, I mean, I think is just, as long as we're all just recognize that the person next to you is just a human being that wants what they want, right? At the end of the day, everybody's selfish.
Yeah.
Right? Like, everybody has a thing that they want. Everybody has a thing that they need,
Yeah.
they yearn for, right?
Yeah.
It's not always going to line up with the person next to you. But respect and and compromise is the way to move forward, not like it's this way or no way, or
Yeah, yeah.
you know, the attacking shit has got to stop.
Yeah, that, and they're putting a lot of pressure on the children. That's one thing
Yeah.
that they're doing it in a subconscious way. That they're doing it in a conscious way, or purpose, or they hide it. And
Yeah.
I think that's the part that really fucks with the majority, like parents. Like,
Yeah.
and they're choosing the wrong people to attack. The parents care about kids.
Yeah.
We as villages, we protect our children, and the fact that they're trying to do that, and it's not even personally, I think, the community, but I think it's like whoever is controlling the community, trying to make money off the community, they're hijacking the movement,
Yeah.
and instead of love and unity and
Yep.
progression, it's like money, and
Yeah.
sponsorships and hidden agendas,
Yep.
it's a whole
Yep.
different thing,
It's all paid for, bro. It's all paid for. You know what I mean? And everybody had, that's a great word, agenda. Everybody has an agenda, right?
Yeah.
And but those are those trigger words too, like, oh, your agenda doesn't meet mine, and blah blah. I mean, like, God, I don't have an agenda, bro. I'm trying to like just live, man. Everybody should just be trying to live right now,
Yeah.
right? Like we have so much going on in the world, and there's so much, and look, like for every reason that everyone will be able to tell you, the reason I think that everything is getting so crazy is social media, 1,000%, right?
Yeah.
There's so much visibility on things that we never had access before, right? And so depending on what your algorithm is or who your friends groups are, like stuff gets shoved down your throat that
Yeah.
you're like, I didn't even think about. Can I have my coffee first? Like, why am I dealing with Ukraine getting? We're just missing $100 billion, and oh
Yeah.
wait, there's aliens in New Jersey, and
Yeah.
and I mean, Biden pardoned himself and his family before Trump, while Trump was doing his speech. Like, there's just so much negativity in the world.
Yeah.
And then you find out that it's paid for.
Yeah.
It's all paid for.
It's all a play.
That's all it is, dude. So I think where people are really losing their shit is in the social media game, and the news is, just understand this. Every news organization
Yeah.
is paid for.
Yeah.
They
All of
they have the agendas, right? We're just the normal walking around. Like, I don't hate anybody, right?
Yeah.
But they want you to think that I do.
Yeah.
And they want you to think that you hate me, and that's how they keep us divided.
Yeah.
Right? So fuck the left right bullshit. Just
Yeah.
realize that we're all just human beings.
Just so y'all know, all the biggest media corporations in the world are owned by the same, like, 6 companies.
Yep.
They own everything you see. So all of it's duplicated, replicated, the same words on different channels,
Yep.
and
Everybody's got a boss.
yeah, at this point, just do the opposite of what they say and believe the opposite of what they tell you, and you'll learn.
Or just do your own independent research. There are independent news organizations out there that are journalists, right?
Yeah.
We don't have that in mass media right now. There are no journalists in mass media, and if there are, they get fired
Yeah, or killed.
or killed. Exactly. So it's you can't believe everything that you see on the news, and you can't make your judgment calls, and you can't make your decisions based off of this shit that they're shoving down your throat on purpose to make you do what they want to do. Don't be a little sheep, dude.
Yeah.
Just be yourself. Believe in what you believe in.
And that goes
Don't
with
be told.
everything. Like, even if it affects your own like principles or your own opinions personally, just get away from it. Get away from your own personal experiences. Like, if you've been to certain things, right, and there's a certain thing that triggers you, take a step back, think about it, think about it as a whole, and don't let it affect you. That's as simple as it is.
Yep.
All right, Dustin, I appreciate your time, bro.
Absolutely,
Thank
man.
you so much, bro.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
Good
bro.
to see you, bro.
Yes, sir. Let them know one more time your Instagrams.
Yeah, come see me at Updog HTX. We're at 411 Smith Street downtown, or you can follow us on all social media, Updog HTX.
Cheers.
Appreciate you guys.
Peace.
Thanks.